I'm Jake. I can't skate. And this is Pickin at 6. Next up in our series on who the Flames could be drafting at 6th overall, we have the 6 foot, 185-pound center, Tynan Lawrence. I'll be honest with you, early in this process, I was quite sold on Tynan Lawrence if we weren't going to get somebody like Caleb Malhotra and we were set on drafting a forward, which we shouldn't necessarily be set on drafting a forward. But the more I go into this process, the more I'm thinking that for those of you who are afraid of taking a center just to say he took a center, which I've seen on both the Caleb Malhotra and Vigo Bjork videos, Tynan Lawrence is the one I'm afraid of taking a center just to say you took a center. That being said, Tynan Lawrence is a good hockey player. Shocking, I know. A top prospect in the NHL draft is good at hockey. But what I mean by that is there are raw intangibles here that Tynan Lawrence has that if he develops some of the other parts in his game, or even, let's just say, if the offense starts to pop, then you could be looking at something very nice in Tynan Lawrence. The shot is immaculate. This guy can fire a puck. And for those of you who play NHL, the video game series, if you have one of those people you're playing against constantly annoying you because they can just stick lift you anytime they want and take the puck, that's Tynan Lawrence. He's gonna back check you to death and then turn around and fire it into your net. That shows up most of all in his USHL numbers. He's split this year between the Muskegon Lumberjacks in USHL, where he was the captain, and he played 13 games, scoring 10 goals and adding 7 assists for a total of 17 points. After last year playing 56 games and having 25 goals and 29 assists for 54 points. He puts up really decent numbers in the USHL. When he moved over to Boston University for the second half of the season, he played 18 games and had 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points. The counting stats weren't really there for Tynan in the move over to Boston U. With that said, he's one of the youngest 17-year-olds in the draft. He is barely eligible for this draft. And I think were Tynan Lawrence in next year's draft, given a year to grow, he'd be looking at being a top 3 prospect, although there's lots of center depth next year as well. Do I like a lot of this guy's game? Yes, I absolutely do. Is the raw ability there? Yes. Is he more of a typically built NHL center with both room to grow and fill out because he's young? Yes. If you're worried about the Flames drafting a competent third liner because they fell to 6, that is my one fear with Tynan Lawrence. However, if you pick him and he pops off next year in his first full season with BU, you're looking at somebody like Ethan Wittenbach, who wasn't necessarily somebody people thought was gonna light the world on fire, and now looks like an incredibly dangerous prospect in the system. While I have my doubts, enough of the raw ability is there that I understand this pick purely picking based on potential. But there's definitely a gamble there. Let me know if you think I'm overlooking anything, or if you have any particular reason that Tynan Lawrence stands out to you as one of the forward options at number 6. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, go Flames.